What's up, historians and fellow ranters? We're back, and after an uncharacteristic week off, let's take a look at what's been going on over the last 2 weeks, in the meta, in this turkey-filled Fat Boy episode of Mana Rant. But first, I'm Hoshi, the histamine-fueled sneezy historian, and I'd like to take a second to apologize for last week. It's very rare that this happens where we, actually miss a week of the show, but, I had some circumstances that prevented me from filming, and as it turns out, though, Drunken actually did film a solo version of the podcast. And, I told him, yeah, man, release it. But he said he couldn't do that because it's all anyone would ever want to see again. So, I mean, but I was able to obtain just a small clip of the video from last week. So let's take a peek into what the, a solo Drunken Mana Rant podcast would look like.
Let's penetrate those ear pussies, boys.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Yeah. So here we go. Here's a peek into solo Drunken's Mana Rant. Jesus.
Oh god. What's up, historians and fellow ranters? Crimson Vow dropped a week ago, and we've already had one tournament. And I, Drunken Dork, am giving you the rundown on whether or not Crimson Vow has impacted our beloved format. In this, we are going solo tonight, boys. Episode of Mana Rant. But first, I'm your host, a significantly better looking, exceptionally smarter, and way better Magic player version of Hoshi, better known as Drunken Dork. I just want to say farewell and thanks for watching, and appreciate your patience. Sorry we didn't stream this week, and hopefully next week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching this very quick solo Drunken Dork version of Mana Rant. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Wow, just simply amazing. I'm breathtaking, and so without further ado, Drunken Dork,
What is up, everyone? I am Drunken Dork here. Here to bring you the most informative Magic the Gathering historic news you could possibly get, and that's what you get. It's just a whole bunch of ums. In reality, I did have like a 15-minute podcast that I made. It was actually about 30 minutes, but after I deleted all of the ums, it turned into about 15 minutes, which is crazy. 30 minutes to 15 minutes. That's a lot of editing.
It's a lot of ums.
It is a lot of ums. So that was just a smidgen, if you would, of the ums that I did on the podcast. And my God, I was watching it. I was like, am I watching the podcast? What the fuck am I watching right now? So I figure I'd give y'all a taste of it. And this is why this is a communicative, a very discussive podcast, right? Between two people more than it is anything else.
Yeah, I haven't tried to film one by myself, but I imagine it would be difficult just because we're not used to that. We're used to always having a conversation. Yeah. So I could see how that would be a problem. It's like the gameplays are already pretty weird, but like at least you could just talk about the gameplay, I guess, the whole time. So I don't know. Interesting. Well, at least I know you're not going to break out on a solo career anytime soon.
It really, what it made me realize is the podcast that I do listen to, that it's one person talking. Those podcasts are amazing because I literally, between every sentence or sometimes every other word, it was and then the card was I'm gonna stop now before you get an aneurysm.
Yeah, please. Well, it's good to be back, and welcome everybody back to the show. We are the Mana Dorks, and you are watching the Mana Rant podcast, where we talk about everything in Magic the Gathering, but mainly focus on the historic format. As that's generally all we play for the most part. With some commander and stuff here and there, and every once in a while I'll hop into some some standard for very shortly before I'm like, what am I doing? I need to go back to historic. And our show follows the segments of Magic the Gathering, with like the main phases being our main topics, but we have a bunch of other cool stuff in between in all the other phases. And we'll have the time hacks down in the description below if you want to hop around the show. And now, with that, let's just jump straight into the show with our first phase, which is the Untap phase.
Untap.
And our Untap phase is where we crack some drinks that we're going to be enjoying during the show, and we talk about it real quick. So, Drunken, what are you going to have tonight? What are you untapping?
So, this disgustingly disturbing... trying to think of another D word.
I'm sure you could think of one.
There you go. Anyway, the idiot that I am. I finished every keg in my kegerator.
Not surprising.
Yeah, I know. The shocking thing is, I had an incredibly religious weekend with my in-laws, and I didn't drink at all for like an entire week.
Oh.
And so
were you just having
you better
shakes?
believe when I got home, I wrapped my lips around the keg holes. And just opened it up. No, not really. I had finished them about a week ago, and so now I'm on to... This is the very long-winded version of what I'm drinking. So now I'm on to Viva La Beaver. Still, I think I've done this before. Is at Costco. It's a Belgian Beaver.
Yeah. Mexican
chocolate stout.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. These are so good.
That does sound really good. Your description of going to your keg is always poetically disgusting, as always. You're a real wordsmith there. Tonight, so Jamie made some gingerbread liqueur that she's been working on for a while, and it's finally ready. So she's calling this drink Ginger All the Way, which is, very callback to the Jingle All the Way, terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And it is ginger liqueur and a bunch of other stuff that she told me that I've instantly forgot. So it looks pretty solid. So let's get in there.
It literally looks solid. It looks like you could tip it upside down, and the consistency of it would just not allow it to fall out of the cup. You didn't want to call it Ginger Brute after the beloved card, your favorite card in Magic the Gathering?
That's a good one, actually. Wow, I'm surprised you thought of that. That is very gingerbready. So, pretty good, though.
That sounds delicious, actually.
Yeah, it's a lot of gingerbread, which is not... Gingerbread is not my favorite, but yeah, it's really good.
Okay. I love ginger.
Yeah, this might be right up your alley. All right, anything else before we move into our upkeep?
Nope.
All right, let's move into the upkeep phase.
Upkeep? Get ya upkeep!
Oh, man. Oh, no. I just spilled gingerbread all over me. All right. So this is our upkeep phase, where we, this is our Reddit rant phase, actually, where we look to the internet. I know, our week back. I know. Gingerbread is all over me. It's sticky. No.
It's not the first time you've had sticky stuff all in your beard.
That's very true. So... Reddit Rant is where we look to the internet for people bitching about Magic the Gathering, which I haven't been able to get on too much in the last couple weeks, but lo and behold, it took me like 5 seconds to find this one, which is bitching. And then, man, the grammar issue with online posts is well known. I think for anybody that reads online posts, it's pretty bad. There's an acceptable limit of it. this one is pretty atrocious. I think that's why I picked this. Now, everybody strap in. I'm already not the, I already read at a 5th grade level, and then trying to stumble through this guy's whatever the hell he's trying to say is going to be rough. So here we go. This is we're actually going to Reddit this week, which we haven't been back to Reddit in a while, and this is Limo81, and he says, seems to be in a really bad restaurant. That's the title of this already. Seems to be in a really bad restaurant. Okay, you're in Magic,
Okay.
Magic post. You have my attention, I guess. The time I am waiting for the server since Crimson Vow came out is worse than the worst restaurant I have ever been, with long times waiting for the server to come out and take my order. My internet works amazingly well with everything, but as soon as MTG Arena runs, the waiting for the server appears. I am the only one having this kind of issue, or is the actually hamster running slow in wotc's wheel server? Yeah, so that was what Drunken Dork. Can you decipher what Limo81 was trying to say there?
So I'm pretty good at this because this looks like a Hoshi special. Like when you send text, I am like trying to decipher what the hell you're trying to say. So I've become a bit of a cryptic like fucking decipher.
An idiot whisperer, yeah.
And basically what he's saying is I have no fucking clue. I don't know what he's saying. He's saying something about restaurants and Magic the Gathering, and that's
okay.
I've gotten out of it.
This is what I think he's saying. I think he's saying that the arena server to find a match takes longer than any server that he's ever had to maybe come to the table or something. I think that's what he's trying to say. But he's saying it in this jumbled, I have no idea, long run-on sentences. Man, it's really hard to like, act superior and quippy when you're just like, when your grammar is so fucking bad like that. And I know, I feel that pain all the time because I am, quippy and superior to most, but also I have horrible dyslexia and I'm just on top of being a bad speller and bad at grammar. So, but yeah.
I think, so Kevin from The Office says it best with this guy. Me think, why waste time, say lot word, when few word do trick. Dude, that meme always cracks me up so much.
Oh man. And you know what? None of the responses on here were anything about like, what? How?
I think because people, I honestly think Limo81, this is probably their second language or something.
Okay.
So, honestly, yeah, I think that it's just a language barrier. But
maybe,
it is kind of funny. Being that neither of us are great with grammar, probably Apollo being the best one, maybe. I don't know. He's pretty idiotic, so it's hard to imagine. But
maybe.
That is why people, I think, and like there's online bullying now, so people try not to attach themselves to that.
Okay, yeah,
they leave it to us to do it.
That's good. Yeah, well, that's where we step in and we're like, why you can't speak English? What's wrong with you? When we can barely speak English.
Yeah, I know. I can't speak any language.
Yeah, English is my first language, and I'm not good at it. So, but that doesn't stop me from shitting on other people on the internet. And if you want to shit on people on the internet too, go ahead and send us some Reddit posts or Facebook posts or whatever you find out there. And any funny thing that's related to Magic, we always like reading those posts. So with that, let's move into our draw phase.
Let's draw.
And draw is where we talk about, what we've been playing in Magic, this week, or I guess in the last 2 weeks. So, Drunken, what have you been playing?
I want to touch on it, but honestly, I think our main phase, we have a kind of slower show topics this week. So I think our main phase, we're going to talk about like what we think about the meta so far, and that really ties into what I've been playing for the past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass this week.
Okay. Let's see. So I've been playing a bunch of random stuff. I've been on my phone. I tried to make Mardu Vampires at one point, and it's just like my brother came up with the list, which was pretty interesting. And so I started playing that, and I mixed out some cards, but it was kind of what I suspected. The mana is just too much of an ask for like a aggressive deck like that, I feel like. So I don't know, maybe there's a way to make it work better, but I feel like it's just rough. 3 colors is rough for like a creature focused deck. And then I switched over to the Orzhov Vampires, which I've been playing, which is just great, man. That deck is very solid. And then I've really been wanting to play Flash kind of again for some messed up reason. I think it's the Wolves, since we got some pretty cool Wolves in the in the new set. So I made a Wolf Flash deck, which is not the great. It's very inconsistent. Sometimes it's super good, and then other times it's not. I feel like it really hits its stride when it hits 4 mana. And then it's like pretty unstoppable, but Historic is a super fast format, so before I can get to 4 mana, like a lot of the times it's already too late. There's no coming back, and that deck more than like most decks that I feel suffers terribly from going second. Like if you go second, it's almost like a assured loss with that deck.
That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, it's a counterspell deck, it's flash, so it's flashing in creatures. Yeah, I think I've won maybe a couple from the second, but yeah, it suffers pretty bad from it. It's fun though, and then I've been hopping around through like just a lot of decks I've been playing. Like the Twinfinite one. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so Apollo actually, he's in our Twitch live stream right now.
Nice.
And he said Selesnya life gain for him, and he's reached plot tier 1. You fucking loser, get to mythic, okay? But I just want to say that, and you with Selesnya life gain, hey dude, applause. You got up there along with every single other person in Arena right now playing any deck. I feel like I see life gain. I was gonna get into this in our main phase. I see life gain so much right now. Oh yeah, so much. But sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And that was the other deck. That's like obviously the strongest one that I've been playing so far is the squirrel combo with the life gain and what is it? The voice of the blessed or whatever. Now it's so good. It's so freaking good. The only thing that sucks about that deck is just all the clicking. Like especially because I'll play the one. The Selesnya life gain, like legendary creature chick with the scimitar. I forget what her name is, but whenever you gain life, you scry. So that adds way more to the clicking. So when that combo's going off, and you're just like, fuck. But she's so like crucial to help you find the combo pieces in that deck, because you can scry through your like entire deck to find stuff. It's just like I've actually lost before because like I timed out where like I was going against another guy that was running the same thing. I could have outscaled him actually and killed him, but I ran out of time, and it was like 10 minutes of me clicking. I was like, like trying to add stuff to everything. And yeah, I actually lost because of the stupid timeout because of that one chick that made me scry from stuff. So yeah, I know it was, but anyways, I mean, I haven't got to play that much. It's been crazy 2 weeks. So I guess with that, we'll just move into our main phase then and talk about,
let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Main phase 1.
All right, so main phase 1 is we're just talking about our impressions of Crimson Vow and what we think the impact that it's really had on the format is, and its impact to the meta. So, Drunken, what do you think?
So the numbers don't really show yet because I think the like MTG Arena helper and like MTG Goldfish helper, whatever the fuck their version is, haven't updated officially yet. So
there is
it really has impact.
Yeah,
it it has impacted a lot in Best of One from what like I have been seeing personally. Now, I've only been playing on my phone, and I don't know what their algorithm is. If they show one thing on the phone compared to the computer, I don't think so. But
oh well,
I have been seeing
here, huh? I'm playing your video.
Yeah,
right
I know. Oh yeah, life gain. Okay, so I have been seeing a ton of life gain, and I'm showing you right here. I'm playing it. You know, I played your deck. And like I won probably like 15 games in a row, something ridiculous like that. And it just goes to show like the consistency there. The funny thing about this deck is it is actually like I do think it's really good. It's really consistent, but there are archetypes that it just does poorly. Like it will not win against. Yeah, or very rarely will win against. The problem is like that those archetypes win against so few decks in the best of one format that this is favored really high. You understand what I'm saying? So like it's still in a rock paper scissors format, but like the rock is really strong right now, and we'll just call this being the rock. And I just think this deck is everywhere, and you see it constantly.
Really?
And yeah, I've only almost been exclusively been playing on my phone because I've been really busy as of late.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing the life gain deck, I almost always play against the life gain deck. When I'm not playing the life gain deck, I almost always play against the life gain deck, and then randomly I play against every other decks. And I think that goes to show that this life gain deck in some variants, you know, whether it's constant squirrels or angels, there's still life gain decks, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Or it's like some other variants of the life gain deck, a Johnny's Pride Mate with a planeswalker, a Johnny.
Yeah,
you know, they're strong, and single target removal just doesn't really do it against this deck.
No,
and that's like really the problem is you know, you can't really get rid of the creatures unless you have board wipes. And then if they're also running Coco versions of the deck, then it's just really hard to deal with. So I think this deck is really good. Yeah, I think it's really strong, and it's like in comparison with the elf deck, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious, what deck do you think is you were saying there's like an archetype that you constantly lose to with this, and what would that be? Is it just hardcore control, or?
Yeah, I think it's control.
Okay.
I think control beats this deck like I'd say 7 or 8 out of 10 times. I think that is the best. Like control has to get a bad hand, or you can get a great hand. I think with any deck you could win if you get the perfect hand, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that just happens. Like and it happens multiple times in the row with best of one where you can get like the perfect hand.
Yeah.
And then again, you can get like the worst hand multiple times in a row. That's the funny thing about best of one. And I do think though, just in general, after playing game after game after game with this deck and really like seeing what it's good and it's bad against, it's good against almost everything.
Yeah.
It is bad though against control. I think control is just the worst matchup for it, depending on how many board wipes they have and like what they're doing. But another really bad one for this is green white enchantments is actually really bad matchup for this deck.
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, I mean, if they get the right cards, once again, you know.
Yeah, so the moment they throw out the 9 lives
solemnity
combo, yeah, it's just over. And solemnity alone just really affects this deck hard.
That's true, yeah. I mean, Skyclave Apparition can take out some of the enchantments, but I mean, you got to get the Skyclaves, and it's a tough match. But I mean, those decks I feel like are, like you were saying, they're kind of a minority in the format for most of the stuff that you play against. Yeah. So, I mean, every deck is going to have, you know, something that is weak against. Like control is weak against like mono red aggro, right? You know, like which I still run into. So every deck's gonna have its weaknesses. So I think, you know, that's just bound to happen. And I think you're right. it is hard with control. Now Coco obviously helps out against control a lot if they do their board wipes. And, if you're playing against a control deck and, you have the right cards, I think it's very winnable against that deck as well. But it's crazy how good this deck is. It's
really strong.
So I haven't been seeing it as much as you have, actually. Most of the people I play against do not play this deck. So cool.
Oh, really? I run against it all the damn time.
Really?
And it's funny because, like, going on Facebook, I see people talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
3 after side can contend, but totally agree with for best of 1. So Apollo said best of 3 this deck isn't as good. And yeah, I wasn't talking about best of... I never play best of 3 on... on I'm going to read Apollo's comment. He says, best of 3 after side can contend, but yeah, totally agree for best of 1. And he's talking about the life gain deck.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't think this deck is strong in best of 3. I'm only exclusively talking about best of 1. And where I was going with that is I have been like making decks to battle this deck. For the amount I've been seeing. It's kind of like how you make decks to battle elves.
Yeah.
Like
Big Red.
The Big Red. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And I do think Big Red can be okay against life gain decks. It's just they can go over Big Red, which hurts it. But Rampaging Ferocidon kills this deck.
Yeah,
it just murders this deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a life gain deck. Life gain, no good for for that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. That makes sense.
And so you just throw 4 of those in a Gruul deck, which I did, and as long as you get the Rampaging Ferocidon out on turn 3 or sometimes turn 2, you win. You win every time. And often you win from just a concede button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because
no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just because they can't gain life and they can't do their shenanigans anymore. Click the button 5 million times, right? Because that's basically what you're doing with this deck.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean that's a hard counter to that deck for sure. And now I'm seeing you playing a different deck on here, which is a deck that I've actually been playing recently too. I made the Spirits deck as well, your version of it, and I like it. It's good. I feel like one of the same problems that you're having in this video that I have when I played this deck and the version of my deck of this from before is getting mana screwed with this deck. I do not understand why it's so common to get mana hosed with the Spirit deck. It feels like uncharacteristically that you get mana hosed with this deck for some reason. But it's fun. It's a fun deck to play. I really like Flash just against people. I think that's what made me want to make that that's the Wolf Flash deck, which has been fun. And maybe once I refine that a little bit, maybe next week we could talk about that and see if we can make that better. Because I think there's something there for sure. I just need to, I haven't had enough time to really dig into it and build it out right. But the Spirits deck is super cool. I really like that Cemetery.
How many? So here's a question for you. How many times have you 1 mana countered someone with that Spirit deck?
Not as many times. I feel like still that Lantern spell, it ends up coming in to be a 2-cost counter most of the time for me.
Okay.
And
I've done it. I've had a lot of playtime with that deck. I've done it many times, but yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had nearly as much playtime with you as you, and I feel like I don't get
with me.
Yeah, with you. I've had much playtime with you. You were asleep for most of it, but that's a story for a different time.
Kind of creepy. I like it. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, anyways, the overall meta, do you think that's just what happened, that this life game deck has just taken over? You think this is a top tier deck in at least best of 1 now?
Yeah. So oddly, I mean, I don't think there is anything specifically to come out. I don't think that white creature, what's that one? The one that you really like?
The voice of Yeah, the voice of
Voice of Plenty.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Or?
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I don't particularly think that card pushed this deck over the top, but I
Really?
do think that card is what pushed people to play this deck more often, and this deck is just good.
Yeah.
It's a variant of life gain, right? Just like Angels is. Angels has always been good since.
Yeah.
And you called that one too. I remember like we did a podcast that's like, oh, Angels are going to be shit, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then who's the true fucking idiot? It's me.
Like,
and we all knew that already.
I know. I remember that. I was like, oh, well, I think it might be good.
Yeah. It was really good. And I do think that like this is just a variance of life gain, and it's just push people to play life gain because you see new cards, it's like the new shiny, you're like, oh, I want to use it, right?
Yeah.
And the consistency is just really high because there's a lot of good life gain spells, and there's a lot of good cards that like for lack of a better word, gain from life gain. That prosper, I guess, from life gain. So the voice of many, or whatever the fuck it's called, being one of them. And I don't know.
I think
it's
that
just
card,
push this deck in best of one.
I think that card significantly added to this deck because it allows you to it allows you to OTK people, which you could not do before a lot of the times, because sure, you could scale out a bunch of squirrels and you can get your like your stupid Ajani guy or whatever like really big, but you had to wait until the next turn, so that like left that turn for like, that's what you're saying, like control would absolutely wreck the deck before, because sure, they would just board wipe and you'd be dead, but now if you have the voice, like it gets flying and vigilance and stuff, so like that card just really, like, people can see it coming, like, hey, I'm making the squirrels, this thing is getting bigger and bigger, and now it's got flying, and they're like, oh, I'm dead this turn. It's just going to be in like 30 clicks or whatever. But yeah, I'm dead.
But that's just the thing I've dealt with control is that like by the time it's a formidable threat, like anything else is a formidable threat, like being a bunch of, like, whether it be like 5 squirrels or a flying 4/4, for example, like both of those things are threatening to control or to whoever. Right. And I've actually, one time I've had a flying indestructible 10/10 only once. And I played this deck a lot.
What?
It's just that like I either win before I can even get it there, before, or they concede, from like, okay, like you're already making like, I don't think it's any stronger than the tree, right, that makes the squirrels. I actually don't think it's stronger than that, personally. It's the fact that it's 2 mana.
I mean, they're different cards. I think the deck. I don't know if you played the deck a lot beforehand, and I feel like it was harder to kill people on the turn that you got the combo off beforehand. It was like almost impossible to kill somebody that turn. Now, sure, maybe they would have conceded because they didn't have a way of dealing with it, regardless the next turn, but. I feel like it was a lot harder, and I lost to control a lot more in the prior versions of it until the voice came in. I feel like voice has definitely made the deck stronger. And I don't know if Apollo agrees with that or not, but
yeah, he says voice of the blessed. I don't know if he agrees or not, but he's throwing out some information here that I'm not going to read.
Yeah.
Love you, dude.
Anyways, well, this was like we were supposed to just talk about what we thought was of the new meta, and I don't really think I've seen too many new decks. Yeah, just like variants of decks that already existed. I haven't really seen anything pop out where I was like, oh, this is a cool, super cool new deck,
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
I think we did this a couple podcasts ago. It's so weird because like, I said this before, but when you do a podcast, I don't remember what we talked about. But so after 2 weeks of playing, I know we've had a smaller sample size than we normally would because we've both been really busy. That being our American holiday, Thanksgiving, if you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And also just being being busy in life. What do you give this out of 10 for a set to hit historic.
Oh man. Out of all the sets so far that we've gotten, I think that this
no, not based on other sets, just like the impact it has on a historic up to a 10, like American grading scale. We'll say American grading scale. How about that? A through F.
Okay. I'd say like a 3. Yeah, like a 3 this is impacted. Like cuz it hasn't spawned any.
So an F? You give it an F?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'd give it an F for sure.
Okay.
What about you?
Okay. Oh yeah, I give it an F.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it has actually, I think, it has impacted the way people play, but I don't think it has actually impacted, like it's kind of a stupid way to put it, but yeah, like I do think
it's the only way you
that
do.
it hasn't actually like overall impacted the format. Like it's going to level out eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, like you were saying, like this deck is more popular now, so it has had an effect on the meta clearly, but not like an ultra shifting one. It just like altered some decks a little bit, and I mean it added more decks, and I am seeing like the vampire deck that I've been making is better, but no, I don't see anyone playing that really. So I don't know. I like the set a lot. I think the art and the flavor of it is really cool. But yeah, as far as like power level goes, this is not a like historic power level set. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not at all. Sweet. Well, yeah, and I've saved I'm actually fine with it because I have saved a ton of gold from this set. I did not.
I've used none. Yeah. Today I bought all of those Japanese variants. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't been
They're
on
live
today.
right now.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah. I bought all the ones I didn't already have, which was only 2, but it was like 3,000 gold I spent.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I haven't spent any gold on the set because I don't want anything,
Yeah, I've just crafted what I needed with just
exactly
wild cards. I have not like bought in the whole set, which normally I try and get as much of it as I can. And this one I was just kind of like, I need like 4 of this card, 4 of that card, 4 of this card. That's probably about it, And then I've already cracked some of them, so this has been pretty easy. I don't think there's really too much else that I need from this set, and so. Yeah, I
like it. For once, we're in agreement.
Yeah, I mean it's good and a bad thing. Like it's like we want some like fun new cards to play with, but at the same time, there's just been so much stuff coming out. It's like it's kind of nice to be like, I don't really need all these.
Take a little, take a little breather, right?
Break.
Like fucking give your mind a rest.
Yeah, it feels weird to celebrate a weak set like that, Whatever. Yeah. It is what it is. Cool. All right. Well, that's what we think, at least about Crimson Vow so far. Let us know. What do you guys think? Do you think we're wrong? Do you think this was actually an impactful set? What cards do you think like really had the most impact out of it? And with that, let's go to combat.
Dorkish combat.
All right. And combat is our horseshit card game. Hosted by Drunken Dork. Take it away.
So someday I may release that podcast that I made. Like
you should.
The actual thing. I did combat in there. Like that was the thing, and it was like so weird because I was like,
How did you do combat by yourself? What?
I was like, all right, everyone, y'all figure it out. I'm gonna do it, and it's just so awkward. Like I don't even know. Yeah, Awesome. I definitely think there just has to be a different pacing if I'm ever actually going to do it by myself. But there are going to be times I think like this in the future, right?
Where, I mean, it's bound to happen.
We're just busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just busy. I mean, we have lives outside of this podcast. Fortunately and unfortunately, that's going to inhibit us from doing it. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So this is combat, everyone. This is a game where I name 5 magic cards. 4 of them are from our beloved historic format. Actually, no. I'm doing this all wrong. All right, I'm gonna name 5 magic cards.
1 week off has really had an effect on us, I guess.
Oh my god, big time. 4 of them are from the top 10 list of historic cards.
Oh, okay.
In our beloved historic format. I don't know how to phrase that.
Sure.
And one of them isn't. And this week I'm doing creatures. So 4 of these creatures are from the top 10. One of them isn't. It's up to you to figure out which one that is.
Okay.
My God. That took me like 30 minutes to do about 5 minutes worth of stuff.
Good job.
The caveat being I've been driving all day, and this is the first beer that I've had today, and it's really messy.
It's hitting you.
It's doing a number on me.
Well,
yeah, it's doing a number on me.
At least you didn't say a bunch of times, so that was pretty good.
That's true. That's true.
You're getting better. All right.
So,
ready?
Hoshi, what do you think? You think you know the top? You think you know which one is not in the top 10?
No, probably not, because is it best of 3 again, like last time?
So I'm naming 5 cards, and one of these is not in the top 10.
Is it top 10 a best of 3?
Oh, best of 3. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Then probably no. So.
Okay, here we go. The first card is going to be Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Okay.
You know what that card is, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Next one, Lurrus of the Dream Den.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have Gigantha, the Wellspring.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Esper Sentinel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then finally, Corvold, Fey Cursed King.
Okay. Man, this is tough, because since this is best of 3, I know like Sakdos is one of the decks that is the reason that I don't play best of 3, and Corvold is definitely in that deck, but I don't think that makes him the top in there. Now Esper Sentinel is one of the ones where I'm like, maybe not. It's a super good card. I don't know.
Top 10 cards played in best of 3 across all decks.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, Esper Sentinel fits in more decks than Corvold does. So does Gigantha, so does Lurrus, and so does Dragon Rage Channeler. So I guess from you clarifying that, I think Corvold only fits in a very specific deck, and hopefully Sakdos isn't taking up that much of the meta. So with that reasoning, I am gonna go with Corvold. And I don't think, did we get anything from? Yeah, so did Butler. If Apollo picked that, I'm not feeling great. I instantly regret this decision. All right, well, fuck it, let's go with it.
All right, Corvold for not in the top 10.
Yeah.
Hoshi, you not so beautiful version of me.
Oh man, I mean, what?
I don't know what that means. You are wrong, unfortunately, this week.
What? I knew it. Damn it, the curse of Apollo.
If you had a second guess, what would it be? Yeah, I know. You choose the same thing that Apollo chooses, you're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
What would be your...
Yeah, I think it would be... I'm in between... I think Gigantha fits in that deck, so probably not Gigantha. Maybe Esper... It's either Esper Sentinel or Dragon Rage Channeler. I think Esper Sentinel would probably be my second one.
Okay. So I think it's actually going to be one of the last ones you choose. It's Lurrus.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Isn't
okay.
that? Yeah, that's wild, right?
Yeah.
So these other 4 are in the top 10 of most used cards in Historic. In the Historic format, and for creatures.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Lurrus being number 30.
Really? Weird.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that is super weird.
What a dichotomy between like best of 1 and best of 3, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because it would absolutely be Corvold. Probably followed by Gigantha after that, and then I think it'd be Lurrus and then Esper Sentinel. Maybe Dragon Rage Channeler might be at top in best of 1. I see that card constantly in best of 1.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very surprising. Cool. That was a pretty good one. I know. I knew it.
This is like fun facts every week when I look these up. To me, it's just like interesting facts. Like this kind of like the numbers of these cards like are always interesting. I wish they updated it more. Unfortunately, I think this is the last one we're going to do like this for a while because they only update these every like 30 days or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
that, so.
Yeah. Cool. I liked it. Well, hopefully you guys out there, you did better. Maybe your best of 3 knowledge is better than mine. Corvold, who would have known? He is in the top 10 somehow. It's a cool card. It brings up an interesting fact. Do you think they're ever going to do the Brawl decks again? Do you think?
No, I don't.
Because that's where Corvold came from. I actually really like those decks.
Yeah, me too. All of them are really cool.
All of them were really cool, unique decks. I liked them a lot. I thought they were a good value too for like buying them in person. And yeah, they'll probably never do them again because they just are stuck on the standard Brawl thing, and it's just not, standard Brawl is not good. They just need to have a better format for it. So, all right, cool. Well, with that, then let's go into main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
All right, so main phase 2 is going to be our discussion on the meta. It's going to be our wacky wild card of the weekend, metagame showdown, which normally I have a button for. No, where is it? Oh well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Anyways, yeah. So, oh no, I think I added the actual list of this to a different thing. Let's check it out. Yeah, no, I did it right. Okay, cool. Here it is. So here's our list of the top meta decks right now. And I believe, is this best of 3 right now that we're looking at?
No, this is best of 1.
Okay, cool. All right, so Drunken, take it away. What have we got with the top 10 decks in the meta right now for best of 1?
Okay. So best of 1, unfortunately, Aether Hub, this is over a period of 60 days. Mm-hmm. So every day it updates to the last 60 days, right?
Yeah.
So this is it. We got mono green on the top, followed by Selesnya Life, mono red goblins, Gruul, mono red, Selesnya again. That is like the other life gain deck.
Yeah.
5 color, which is going to be, I believe, like some reanimator version with what is that spell where it's like green, blue, black. What is that?
Oh, you're talking about the ultimatum, the Eerie ultimatum?
Yeah, it's the ultimatum deck. Yeah. 5 color ultimatum, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we have colorless Ugin, blue-white enchantment, and Simic finally in number 10, which really is exciting to me. I still like seeing that.
Simic Merfolk? Yeah,
Simic Merfolk, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deck. I just feel like every time I go against that deck, I utterly annihilate it.
Same. Yeah, that's the funny thing. It doesn't matter what deck I'm playing. I have beaten Simic Merfolk, I'd say 99% of the time.
Yeah, it sucks because I think it's a cool deck and I like it. I think it's strong, but it's just I always just smack it down like it's nothing.
Same. Yeah.
I'm always like, oh no, Merfolk when I play it too. And then a couple rounds in, I'm like, oh, they have no fucking chance, dude. This is in the bag.
Well, I think Simic Merfolk is really good against control, right?
Yeah.
Because the other one gives everyone indestructible, right? Doesn't it do that? Or hexproof? It's indestructible, right?
It's hexproof. No, it gets indestructible, and then all the other ones they get ward. They get a ward on them.
Oh, yeah, ward.
It's the
god.
That's
right.
It's the new god, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good against mid-range and stuff. So, but the problem is we don't have that in best of 1. So, unfortunately, it's just worth nothing. Especially with life gain, you just go over the top on that deck real quick, right?
Yeah. This is crazy. Goblins is back up there again. Look at that. That is crazy. In the top, it's 3. It's the third play deck. And I have been seeing a lot more goblins recently too, which I hate.
So have I, yeah.
It's so good. It has not gone away in a long time. I guess neither is elves. Elves and goblins right at the top. And then Selesnya, the life gain, the angel deck is still right there. That deck's still so solid. Nothing new has happened to that deck. And it is still just it's so good. Right? What has really changed for that deck? I can't even think of anything. It's just the exact same deck.
The thing is, what needs to happen is, a new set comes out, and then people just start doing stupid shit.
The meta shift,
which elevates the decks that already existed. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
people are just being dumb as fuck.
They're like, I'm gonna play this zombie deck now, and then they're like, awesome, I'm gonna play
like me,
hardcore. I'm gonna play the like proven very good angel deck that just destroys that thing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And I think, goblins are actually, when I was talking earlier about decks that are good against life gain, I think actually the goblins deck, if it curves correctly, is really good against the life gain deck.
Yeah.
Just because that deck can, if you can get Muxus out,
kill you on turn 3
or 4, which is, honestly, it's not that hard. You can win, right?
It's not, it's definitely a slot machine with that deck, where you pull the lever and then see what the deck vomits out onto the battlefield, and then you're like, yay, I hit Cranko, and then if you hit Cranko and the stupid the Skirk Prospector, it's over. Then you just watch them jerk themselves off for like 20 minutes while they make like a billion goblins. You're like, all right, this is over. But yeah, this is interesting. What I think is interesting is seeing the what decks are being played more of now and which ones are being played less of. I think that is almost more interesting than anything, because the deck that has significantly seen an uptick is the one that we've been talking about already, which is the Selesnya life gain combo deck, which is up 0.78%, which just doesn't seem like a lot, but that is drastically more than any of the other ones. I think the Selesnya life gain angels is the next one at 55, followed by elves, which is no surprise there, at 45, and then all the other ones are very low movements in them. I think goblins is the one that's seen the most decrease as well. So maybe goblins isn't performing as well, or people are maybe getting sick of goblins. I don't know. I don't see how you can get sick of goblins and not be sick of elves. Are kind of along the same type of deck, as far as their play patterns, I'd say. But yeah, maybe they're just elves are more consistent. I don't know. It's interesting.
Elves are really quick, incredibly. I think it's still the most consistent deck you could play in our format.
It really is. I think you're right.
It loses to life gain. Whenever life gain gets a good hand. Yeah. But it's still more consistent than life gain, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This is pretty cool. All right. I actually pulled up. Let's see is my web thing working. No, it's not, but I can make it work. Here we go. I have the MTG Goldfish actually. Theirs up, so let's take a look.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this should be the top 30 decks, right? Or the ones over the last 30 days. And MTG Goldfish does exclusively best of 3. I don't think they have any best of 1 stats. So let's take a look at best of 3 then, where looks like.
Oh, what do you know? Number 1 being fucking Sakdos, dude. Yeah. What the fuck do you know?
There we go. There's big dumb Gigantha, right? Staring us in the face.
God damn.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, look who joined us. It's Chicavio. Hey.
What is up, Chicavio?
So yeah, we got Sakdos at the top, and then we got Is It? And it looks like just the normal Is It, like Phoenix / Dragon Rage Channeler deck that they got. And then number 3, surprisingly, is Selesnya Humans, which is a deck that I really enjoy playing. So that's crazy to see that in number 3.
It makes sense in best of 3, I think.
I do,
because
you're right.
The sideboard is so good for Selesnya.
You're right.
That it can be devastating against control mid-range aggro. Those 3, which are our major 3, of course. So yeah, that makes sense, I think.
It now that you mentioned that, it really does, because humans have so many tricks to them. There's so many weird lockout strategies that you can employ with that deck where you can really turn it on a dime. And then we have Niv Mizzet Control, which is the 5-color Niv Mizzet Reborn deck, which is yeah, mainly just control and then like just a value deck, which is
dude, that deck is so like when it hits, it's so good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're totally right. It's a hard deck to play against because I feel like they always get what they need when I play that deck. They always get their 5 colors like on turn 5. I'm like, how? I can't get 3 lands most of the time, you know, and you're hitting all 5 colors every time I play you. How are you doing this so like consistently?
Yeah, it's I mean, they have that, what's that black-white spell where you exile a permanent that's a single color? Like that destroys the life gain deck, you know?
Yeah.
Because it takes out Heliod. Yeah, exactly. It takes out Heliod. It takes out your indestructible guide. If he gets indestructible, it takes out like so many cards, you know? So it's an incredibly good card.
Yeah. This is main phase 2, Jacavio. So this is an incredibly good deck. You don't see it in best of 1 very often though. And then next we have one that I do see all the time, which is Jeskai Control. I still see this deck constantly. I don't know about you. Do you?
Yeah.
See it? It's weird that
I do. I do see it. Yeah.
It wasn't in the best of 1 like top 10 that we had, but I feel like I go against it a lot, and it's still a very scary, consistent deck that's difficult to beat.
I beat it often. I feel like honestly.
I do as well, but I feel like it's always hard fought. To beat them. It's not an easy win. It's not an easy win against Jeskai Control. And they can easily, if they land Teferi and like untap with him, it's usually over.
It's over.
It's usually over with
Teferi, dude.
I know. And then next we have Mono Red, which looks like they got Dragon Rage Channeler at the top, Unholy Heat, Bombat Courier. So just like an aggressive version of Mono Red, which is, Mono Red's a tough deck. It's always there. And then once again, we got Merfolk is sitting at number 7 right now, which is okay. It's still in there. Like it's in best of 3 and 1 in the same area, I think, which is crazy to me.
So I think it does better in best of 3.
Yeah.
Because it has counterspell on the sideboard, right?
Yeah.
So it has the opportunity to be more tempo based than its best of 1 version. So I actually really like this in best of 3.
Okay, cool. And then we have another Is It deck. And this one's the Smoldering Egg version of it, where they really capitalize on getting those eggs to crack and then using those dragons to just decimate you. Which usually it's very punishing if they're able to like actually hatch those dragons. And then we have what looks like a different version of Sakdos right here, which this looks like the Bolas Citadel version of it, since it's got the Woe Strider in there. Which that deck is, if they get down the Citadel, it's usually over. Because it's usually over if they get down the Citadel.
I don't think I think maybe I've played 1 game against Citadel decks where I've lost, or 1, I mean. And every other game I've lost. Like moment I see Citadel, it's just like fucking clicking, click. Okay, not play a card, click. Okay, not play a card, and then they win the game.
I think like I'll sit there and wait and see if they actually get the Woe Strider down and if they get the life gain guy down. If they have those 2 cards out, it's over, right? They can just sack and move things around and just do it. And then we have Selesnya Enchantress at number 10 in best of 3. Yeah, great deck, super good. That's another one that I've been playing this week. Yeah, it's up there. It's in best of 3 too, which is I feel like this deck would probably have a harder time in best of 3s because you could sideboard in Enchantment Hate maybe. I don't know. Maybe people just aren't sideboarding that. So yeah.
I am very happy with this deck. I read something today where Stax Rockman, he's like, nothing. So stop making fun of net decking, because like one of the most like validating things you can ever see, not saying that this deck is my deck, but is to see your deck being net decked. All right. And whether it's exactly your deck or like a deck similar to the deck you made, right? It's like nice to see, right? And I think the Selesnya Enchantress deck is one of those decks for me where like it really has grown to be a part of the meta
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Making making a deck and then having that be a net deck is like, it just shows that you're in tune with what's going on with the game. You know what's good. You know what cards work out well. The one that always blows me away is that we never see up here is the big red Chandra deck that all of us really like.
Where is it?
All of us really like in our Discord. I feel like I still play it all the time. I feel like it performs really well. I saw S'mores and Bacon was talking about his new list with the new version of Chandra in there, and I really want to try that out and see how that performs. I never run into that deck. I never see anyone play it, and people always have a very difficult time playing against it. I feel like Sarkhan. People misplay the shit out of playing against Sarkhan. They have no idea.
Oh, I misplay Sarkhan for sure.
People have no idea how he works. That like weird static ability that he has and stuff. It's, man, I love that deck. But yeah, anyways, that was a quick look that we had at the meta at best of 1 and best of 3. And yeah, I think these. What do you think? Do you think these were accurate displays of what's going on in the meta right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be different, right? Like, it's a different thing for each person. Like I said, I've been seeing almost nothing but life gain. Yeah. It really is like one out of every 3 games I play against a life gain deck. So to me, in best of 1, life gain would probably be number 1. Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, this is what I see. And by the way, best of 3 I haven't played since the new set came out, just because I've been exclusively playing on my phone.
Yeah, same. I'm on my phone constantly, and I've been playing a lot of in the play queue actually, I've been playing a lot of weird jank stuff, which has been kind of fun actually. So I've been playing a lot of weird decks, and then I'll play I'll play ranked every once in a while, but yeah, I tend to not play ranked on my phone because I don't trust my phone. I don't trust it at all.
That's fair.
And I don't trust the phone version of the game either. So
that is also fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you got anything else to say? Any last words about the meta? No. Okay. Well,
I have nothing witty to say. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I found the button.
It's Apollo's Wacky Wild Card of the Week in Metagame Showdown.
Hey, we didn't come up with a wacky wild card of the week. Like, what do you think is the top card right now, or one that you should craft? Off the top of your head, what would it be?
I honestly, I think you should just go to that
new set. What would the top card out of the new set you would craft?
My honest opinion is go to MTG Goldfish and see what the top card is and do that. Don't take our advice because we don't know shit. But what do you think?
Garbage. You should craft Welcoming Vampire. I fucking love that card. If you like vamps, craft Welcoming Vampire. It's super fun.
If you're gonna if you're gonna craft a card, craft Thoughtseize.
Okay.
There you go.
Useless.
You don't know next.
All right, with that, we'll go to our end step.
End step.
And end step is just like what we've been doing outside of the world of Magic in our little, Mana Dorks group. So, Drunken, do you got anything for end step?
Actually, I want to start this off with a question to you.
Sure.
So in the U.S., we have Thanksgiving, which is like an awful holiday about raping America, basically.
What?
And the day after it is Black Friday.
Yeah.
And that is like the shopping mecca of all of, U.S. holidays.
Also awful, yeah.
I want to know, what did you get for Black Friday for yourself or for your girlfriend, fiance? Is she your fiance?
No. So I got a sound bar actually today.
Okay.
Yeah, LG had a pretty ripping deal on a sound bar. That was my big purchase today.
Okay,
cool.
5.1
the channels on it, and then it's got like the subwoofer with it. And so I've been needing a new sound bar for a long time, and I've been looking at them, and I got an LG TV, so I was like, I might as well stay in the same ecosystem. And
when did you get the TV?
Oh, man, I don't know. A couple months ago, did you see the one that I got, the C1, the OLED?
Oh, okay. You gotta see. Yeah, I have an OLED too.
Yeah,
That's what that is,
dude. I got the 77-inch one. It is.
Oh, baby. Yeah, that's nice.
I've been waiting for it for so long. Like they just, because I go to the like the commissary or the next, which is like the military thing that we got where you don't have to pay tax on stuff like that.
Yeah,
so like tax on something that's that much is a good chunk of money. So I was waiting.
Yeah.
I got myself on a call list for them, so they called me finally when they had it
wow.
in, and they
Nice.
basically were like, we'll hold it for you for a day, and then like they sell out of them like almost immediately, those big ones. So yeah, I got lucky and got one. So yeah, dude, I love it. So I got the sound bar. What about you, man? Any big
I
stuff?
mean, no, I already bought my wife Christmas presents. So usually that's what I do on Black Fridays. I buy her Christmas presents because I'm like, why get them for full price when I can get them cheaper?
Yeah, no, obviously.
But no, I saw that Steam was having some sales, so I bought a couple Steam games. But that's about it. Yeah, I just was curious because, like, me personally, I think it's interesting to ask people if they got any big purchases on these major holidays, because like they have deals. Like the thing about America or the US, you know, I know you just bought a car, so you're not going to buy a car, but they have like car deals down to like video game deals, right? And everything in between, like TVs. Yeah. And I just want to know. I think
this is my public service announcement to people, though, is if you're thinking about buying something, some deal, use some type of like tracker, like some price tracker, because a lot of places are shady as fuck nowadays, and they'll up the price like beforehand so that they can decrease the price to make it look like they're actually giving you a good deal. So if you watch the price tracker, you'll see like usually prices go up before, you know, Black Friday, and then they'll drop it so that they can say that they took like 30% off or something like that, you know? So
smart.
Yeah, so use like they're like camel is one of them, and like Honey does that kind of stuff. So check that kind of stuff out if you guys want to be sure you're actually getting a deal before. Yeah, dude. I mean, like I buy stuff, so you know I don't have kids, so I can afford to actually buy buy stuff for myself.
That's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, I don't have kids. I decided to be selfish and just buy stuff for myself. So yeah, but I'm still very stingy. So yeah, you got to price track that stuff. Yeah, man. How was your Thanksgiving though, dude? Did you cook?
I went up into like a like super remote area. It was pretty cool. My wife and I and her family, so my in-laws and her brothers.
Oh, that's right.
We went to like a remote area in the woods, and we had a cabin there, and it was actually really cool. My wife made this incredible dinner. She made the turkey. She made like pumpkin bread, a blueberry pie.
Whoa.
Like carrots and I don't even remember what the other vegetable, those things that look like carrots, I forget what they're called.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like all these different things, and like made this whole feast, and it was incredible. Yeah, it was really nice.
Awesome, dude.
And I sat and played board games with her family while she was cooking the whole time. Played like Ticket to Ride and shit.
Oh, that's cool, dude. Yeah, man, that sounds fun.
It was actually.
You didn't cook anything or do anything. You just sat there.
No, I did chopping. Okay. I did like the grunt work. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm a giant bitch. Uh-huh. When I cut onions, I'm like one of those people where like there were like tears flooding my face. I was crying heavily. I was like, I'll finish it. Don't worry, baby. I got it. And like, yeah.
Oh, I love it when you cry. It turns me on.
Okay. Good.
Nice, dude. Well, good. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving.
What about you? You had a good one?
Yeah, dude. We cooked. I mean, it was we were supposed to have Apollo over, but he doesn't know how paperwork works. That's right. I was all set to like get off work, which I've been on fucking doubles for like 5 days. We had some dude quit, so I've had to take a bunch of extra shifts. That's why I couldn't be on last week. I was gonna get off and then go get him, but Apollo's new to the military, and he doesn't know how paperwork works in the military, where over. You have to put that shit in like 2 weeks before the deadline, so you make sure that you don't get fucked over. And he got the he got the steel boot of the military up his ass, and they told him no. And then he got fucked on watch and had to work. So so we bought a bunch of extra stuff because we thought he was coming and like potentially 2 other people. So it was just me. It was me, Jamie, and her brother. And so we had like a full blown feast, dude. I got a pellet grill.
I have a pellet grill,
dude. Yeah, they're fucking awesome, right?
Oh, dude, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I do it all the time,
Oh,
dude.
I love
Pellet
them.
grills are the best, dude, because you just set it and leave it, and it's just like it's done. Did you smoke a turkey?
Yeah, I smoked a turkey, dude. It was fucking.
That's what our plan. We were actually gonna do a duck this year.
Yeah. That sounds
I haven't
great.
done a turkey, but like we were gonna do a duck. How did it come out? I'm curious.
Amazing, dude. It was so good. Yeah, 6
man,
hours.
I'm jealous.
We brined it for 2 days. We did a dry brine for 2 days, and then I smoked it for 6 hours, dude, with applewood pellets too. Oh, dude.
Oh, okay.
It was dude, every hour I went out there and basted it, man. It was super juicy, like a lot of like salty, smoky flavor to it too. It's so good.
I'm surprised you only did it for 6 hours, like and not longer. But that sounds great.
Yeah, I did 180 super smoker mode for like 4 hours, and then the last like 2 hours I put it at like 325 to like 340 or something, and
nice.
Really like cooked it up nice at the end. But you got the temperature probe in there and stuff, dude, and it's all on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Jamie's dad about that I was gonna do that, and he's like, oh, if you're smoking it, you're gonna have to babysit that thing like all day. I was like, no, bro.
That's not. Is it a Traeger?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a Traeger.
Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah,
nice,
same. Yeah.
dude. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's
Yeah,
so
it just
good.
like does the work for you.
Yeah.
Just like set it and forget it. You know, like
Hell
it's
yeah.
so like it is the lazy man's
Hell yeah.
like barbecue. For
Same thing.
sure,
I've been stalking the military place to buy a Traeger for a long time too, and they sell out of them real quick because they're fucking awesome, and they get pretty good.
Dude.
They get pretty good discounts there. So yeah, I got one. It barely fit in my car.
Wait until you do like a very we're going way off topic.
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to stop this. But wait until you do like a really good cut of beef, like you know,
I have Yeah.
brisket or something like that.
I haven't done brisket.
My fucking god,
Yeah.
dude, it is like killer. All right, we need to end this. We need to end this because my mouth is salivating.
Yeah, we like pellet grills. That's my opinion.
Well, this is and everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Pellet Grill podcast.
Absolutely. Oh, hey, my brother's here too. Yeah, exactly. We like food and pellet grills. We're both fat as hell right now. Dude, I was like literally in pain yesterday from overeating. So it is clearly an American thing. All right, and with that, I guess let's just move to our cleanup phase.
Cleanup.
And cleanup is our social media promo phase. So we do this we'll put this out on YouTube afterwards, and then hey, we got Discord, which is fucking great, and we all participate in there, and we have a lot of awesome people, and we have good conversations on there. Great stuff. We also have we put this out on all the fucking podcasts that basically exist. We have an Aether Hub where we put all the decks and stuff that we play on, and we just like the last 2 weeks, like I was saying, we haven't been super there because shit's been crazy with us, but normally we try and stay up with everything, and I think like things should be slowing down a little bit, so hopefully we're gonna be back on there again. I still have been like reading all the Discord stuff. I just like haven't been able to comment. Like I look at stuff and I'll be like, what's everyone talking about? Oh, that's awesome. Just
more than me. I haven't even looked in like a week.
Really?
Almost,
fuck.
I mean, I've been in the woods.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I tell you what, like I've never been a Discord person really. Like I've used it for specific things before to like get answers to stuff, but I've never like been part of like a community before, and it's like I really love it. It's fun. Like
it's great. Yeah. I'm always on it, only because I haven't had service in a week. That I haven't been on.
I'll do it.
Right.
And then as always, I mean, this is a a show that we do where we make no money because we don't know how to monetize anything because we're all dumb. And so, any likes or comments or whatever you guys can give us, or reviews or whatever the fuck thing you're on, we'd appreciate it. So with that, let's move into the discard phase.
Discard phase. Drink 'em up, boys.
And discard is where we pound our drinks and say our goodbyes. So, Drunken, any last words before we end the podcast?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate you spending your Black Friday with us.
Yeah. Black Friday or Sunday. And yeah, it feels good to be back. A week off was refreshing because just so much shit was going on, but I really did miss the podcast, and it's fun.
Same.
It's fun to be back on here, and I'm glad we are. And we'll be back again next week. And thank you for joining us and staying with us, and hopefully you join us back here again next week on Mana Rant. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's a spicy chocolate.
Woo.
Oh, man. Oh, I think there's a little pee-pee coming out my wiener.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. I've been holding it for the past hour plus. Yeah.
We gotta get you some Depends, man.
Dude, I desperately need Depends. I was hoping that you would Thanksgiving me some Depends. I don't know if is that a thing? Were you Thanksgiving something to someone?
I don't think it is. But I will. But I will. For you. I'll make an exception, bro. I'll make.
All right.